Well, hey guys, what is going on out there this morning? If you're watching the live version of our January 2021 reboot, today is day 17. If you're watching the replay, hope you're having a great day so far wherever you are. I am here in Southern California, Rancho Mirage, the Mission Hills Country Club. Looking forward to some fun doubles this Sunday morning on the grass court. It's going to be another just drop dead amazing day out here. We got some heat going on, right? We're up in the upper 80s for the last few days. So looks like another great day on tap here in the desert. So look, today is day 17, as I mentioned earlier, of our January 2021, our 31-day body physicality, some of its mindset, reboot, reset, whatever it is. Maybe you're working on shedding some pounds. Maybe you're trying to get better sleep. Could be a little better energy, right? Non-buzzy, non-caffeinated, non-artificial, but really kind of a cool feeling energy source. Could be recovery from what I love to do, which is crack a good sweat today. And maybe it's for me, a lot of it's been inflammation, right? I mean, I've been really on this inflammation thing for a long time because of all of the activity, all the exercise I get from tennis and from my off-court working out. Could be riding the stationary bike, could be getting out there on the mountain bike. When we're in Colorado, you know, we spend a lot of time in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and man, hiking is like incredible, right? So hiking and mountain biking. So anyway, I'm doing a lot, and I produce a lot of inflammation. And so my focus throughout the day, I think I've mentioned to you before that my focus throughout the day is, what do I have to do today and what do I have to not do today to make sure that I get another really good night's sleep? Because when I do, the whole day just boom, boom, boom. And when I don't, sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle, right? We talked recently about my 7, and I think there was like at the end, there was an 8, which are some of the plant-based organic supplements that I take on a daily basis. And if you want to know more about that, how, you know, what I do for better sleep, what I do for inflammation with the supplement side of things, let me know. Just go ahead and direct message me on Facebook, or you can shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. More than happy to kind of give you the list of stuff I take and how it's helped me, and kind of take it from there. So guys, look, today on day 17, we're going to talk about the 3 reasons that my wife, Mai, and I no longer eat red meat. And, you know, I think that you guys have all heard the story about why I stopped eating red meat. And this was actually back in January, February of 2018. And, you know, one of the things that we used to love to do is we got the barbecue out here in the desert. It'd be a nice evening, and we'd fire up the Barbie and throw a burger on there, or throw a steak on there, or maybe get some whatever, you know, sausage, you know, the whole thing. But I was going through this period for about a month or so, and we weren't eating a ton of red meat, but we were probably 1 steak a week, 1 burger a week, maybe some chicken and that kind of stuff, and fish, right? So I mean, we were sort of a meat-based, we were on a meat-based diet, I would say. And it was pretty rare when we didn't have some form of meat. So look, in January, February 2018, I was having some digestive issues every time I ate any kind of red meat. Again, steak, burger, whatever it was. And digestive issues, meaning that for the next couple of days, I did not feel well at all. I just felt sluggish. I felt foggy. I felt, you know, short of, you know, being sick, but I didn't feel right. And so I can't remember what was the thing that got us to start digging into all the documentaries that you can find now on Netflix, and I think maybe Prime Video as well. All the health-related documentaries, and we found one. I think the first one we found was Forks Over Knives, and we watched that and kind of came away with sort of some wow. First of all, some wow epiphanies, but also this thing of, well, why not? Why don't we try going 30 days without eating any red meat and just see? And primarily for me, it was to see how I felt after a month. So we did it. And after a month, I felt like a gazillion times better. I mean, first of all, I dropped, I don't know, 7 or 8 pounds like that. Because I had my system was just kind of clogged up, right? And so I dropped some weight instantly, didn't change anything else other than the red meat. And I'd say that mental fog was kind of gone. And then, what we've now found out is that red meat does cause a lot of inflammation. And inflammation for me is kind of the thing that sort of creates that mental fog or that mental kind of sluggishness, especially in the mornings. And so we decided that, look, let's just keep going with this thing. So we ended up dropping red meat, chicken, fish. We eat a little fish now and then. And then we dropped dairy. And we went pretty much plant-based, plant-strong diet. And we've never looked back. Certainly in the beginning, there were some cravings going on, some white knuckling going on as we're trying to, avoid this and avoid that. Okay, well, that's normal. But you eventually get through it. And if you're doing this with someone else, so much easier than if you're trying to do it all by yourself and your spouse is over there, pounding down a steak every night or a cheeseburger every night. You're trying to not do that. I get it. That can be tough. But for me, it was a lot easier because my wife might decide to do it with me. So here are the 3 reasons. Number 1, what we discovered, and look, again, I'm not a scientist. I don't have any medical certification. So everything I tell you is just based on my own research and really the results that I've gotten personally. We don't preach diet. If you want to do your own thing, that's cool. If you ever want suggestions of what we're doing, more than happy to talk to you about that. But I'm not going to tell you this is the one and only way to eat food, right? So look, first of all, what we came away with, reason number 1 is that it's been shown that red meat can trigger certain markers in your DNA for cancers. It's been proven. There are lots of studies. You can do your own research. I would just, go to Google if you want some help with this. And then Angelo's recommending the Game Changers documentary. No question. And that's one of the more recent ones, the Game, G-A-M-E, Changers documentary. In fact, we interviewed back in December last month, Dr. James Loomis, the brother of one of my all-time favorite people out there, persons, Mikey Loomis Landauer. And look, it's pretty darn compelling. If you want to look at Game Changers, what world-class, the very top of their individual sports, what athletes, what they're doing in terms of plant-based and the results before and after, incredible. Angelo, thank you very much. So reason number 1 is we just kind of came away thinking, man, there's a higher risk of certain cancers by eating red meat. Reason number 2 is environment, which is the cattle industry produces more methane gas than all the transportation combined. What? I think we've, carbon, methane gas, not bueno for the planet. And the cattle industry produces more of that than all transportation combined. Again, don't believe me, look it up. It's there. You can Google that. But the other thing is that if you look at what it takes to create one hamburger, the amount of water, the amount of land, it's like you kind of look at these numbers and you go, what? This is nuts. What are we, stupid? Anyway, so it's shocking. And then the third thing is just, humane, how we treat these cattle. There's a cattle ranch, and I can't, even if I could remember the name of the cattle ranch on Interstate 5, when you drive from north to south or south to north from the Bay Area to the desert, as I'm going south out of the Bay Area towards the desert, on the left-hand side, there's this major cattle ranch. And it's, first of all, the stench, if the wind is blowing in the wrong direction for a good 10 miles, you're just, man, the windows are up. You're shutting down any kind of air conditioning or any kind of heating. It is brutal. And if if you've been out here in California, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is horrible. But just the way that the cattle are raised, the way that they are bred, in terms of all the stuff, all the type of feed and all the stuff they're given, and then the way that that they're slaughtered, it's not great. Look, born and raised in Berkeley, California, I could be a big time tree hugger. I'm not, but I kind of believe in humanity and treating people and animals humanely. And, anyway, so look, those are the three reasons that Mai and I no longer eat red meat. Number one, because of the potential for certain cancers. Number two, because of the environment that the cattle industry messes up. And number three, just because the way the cattle are treated. For us, it just didn't make any sense. So look, and again, I never tell people, hey, you should never eat red meat because of 1, 2, 3. Do your own research, come to your own conclusions. I think one thing that's pretty true is that when we, if the cattle are out of sight, out of mind, and we don't think about them, about the way they're being raised, the way they're being treated, then we kind of look at a steak or we kind of look at a burger and sort of big deal. But if you really start to think about how they're treated, not great. So anyway, guys, look, hope you have been with me. Well, look, I just hope that you're on this 31-day reboot with me in terms of what's that one thing that, what's that one thing that you want to give up for the next 31 days? This is day 17. Mai and I have decided to give it up. We're doing the classic dry January. We've given up alcohol for the month of January. Yesterday was a little rough. I will be the first one to admit it. Had a little slight craving yesterday because it was hot yesterday. As I said, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but it got up to 89 here yesterday in the desert. I went out and played some doubles, got out there at 9:15. We were done at 11:30, and then the next group of players came on at 11:30, and I was just sitting down, just kind of relaxing after my, 2+ hours of tennis, and watching these guys kind of getting warmed up. And this is sort of interesting. One of the fellows came up and he said, "Hey man, could you sub for me?" There was 8 players. There was 2 courts. There was 2 doubles courts going on. And so if he bails out and I don't sub, then there's 7 players. That's kind of a bad number. Anyway, I said, sure, but he was not feeling great because he got vaccinated about 10 days ago with a new vaccine. Said he hadn't felt right since then. Again, this is not my opinion on whether you should or shouldn't get the vaccine. But anyway, so I said, sure. And so I went out and played another 2 hours of doubles. So I was on the court for 4 hours and 15 minutes yesterday. And I knew I wanted to get back at 1:30 just in time to see the Rams and the Packers with my two Cal quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers and Jared Goff, go at it. So anyway, I was tired. I was beat up. I was hot. I got home and just kind of plopped in front of the couch. And the first thing I thought of, man, would a beer taste really good right about now? And you know how it goes in those hot days if you love to drink beer. That first beer only gets down to about there, right? And then you got to go on that. You got to start the second one. You really, anyway, off topic quickly. But I had a craving yesterday. But, look, just decided, hey, I'm into this thing for the month. I'm committed to doing it. And it's been a lot easier for me with something like that because my wife Mai's doing the same thing with me. But I get it. Look, if you're the Lone Ranger out there, if you're on your own island and you're trying to avoid or trying to drop one thing and you're going through some cravings, and maybe your spouse is not doing the same thing, then look, if you need a wingman, if you need an accountability partner, I can provide that service for you. You can direct message me over at Facebook, or you can go ahead and just shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. So guys, with that said, there you go. There you have it. Get out there today. help someone else have a, by the way, let's see, what do we got here? Oh, we got mizepies.com. Look, if you want the healthy cookies, the healthy pies, go check it out, mizepies.com. All right, I think I mentioned it before. I'll do it one more time. Come on now, got to get out there today. Help another human have a spectacular day.